So this might not be similar to my usual videos where I give 3 reasons why I like a certain movie, but instead today we're gonna be discussing 3 reasons why I thought Tron Ares could have been done so much better. Just letting you all know before I start the video that I'm a big Tron fan and I would love to see the series get the love it rightfully deserves. Now, roll the intro. Okay, so number 1 is the plot. I feel like the whole idea of bringing the digital world into the real world was sort of unnecessary. I mean, it did give us some cool scenes like the bike chase and a few other moments, but still, I honestly think that if Tron Ares had been based mainly in the grid, it would have made the movie a lot better. By structuring the main plot inside the grid, we could have explored more of it and potentially learned more lore and met other characters from the Tron universe. I understand that Kevin Flynn destroyed his grid at the end of Tron Legacy, but I would have really preferred if that grid somehow reconstructed itself or was recreated by someone else. I'm not really a big fan of the Dillinger grid. Yeah, the red color is cool and all, but there's just something iconic about the original blue that I can't really explain. It just fits better than the red. I'm not saying we couldn't have found the Dillinger grid, but I feel like this movie was not the right time for it. We needed a continuation of Tron Legacy, and this movie did not really do that film justice, which then leads me to my next point, the main character. Alright, now this is something I really need to talk about because who decided that we needed Jared Leto, of all people, to play the main character Ares? There are 2 reasons why I didn't like this character. The first is Jared Leto himself. His acting wasn't the best, which isn't really surprising considering some of his past movies like Morbius. He just wasn't the best fit for the role, and they could have picked someone better. Secondly, the character Ares himself feels unnecessary. Why do we even need him? He's basically just another security program like Tron. And by the way, the movie is called Tron Ares, yet we didn't get a single clip of Tron in the movie at all.
My brother?
At least in the past 2 films we got scenes of Tron, but in this one, he wasn't even there. I also feel like we could have gotten a better main character like Beck or Tron. The only issue is that these characters might be dead since Kevin's grid was destroyed in Legacy, so maybe that's why they didn't use them. But if that's the case, why didn't they just continue Sam Flynn's story? Sam has Corolla, who is literally described by Kevin Flynn as a gift to humanity. We could have gotten a continuation of what happened to Sam and Corolla after Legacy, but instead we got Tron Ares, which basically neglected their whole story. If they really wanted Ares in the film, they could have done something similar to like Terminator, where Sam and Corolla are trying to improve the world while Ares is a security program created by Dillinger to kill Corolla. That could have been a much better way to introduce the grid to the real world, which will then lead me to my last point, Tron. Okay, now I know I'm talking about Tron again, but seriously, why was he not in the movie? Yes, I understand that the old grid was destroyed, but you're telling me they couldn't have rebooted his program on a different grid? Wouldn't that have made for a much better film? Imagine a movie where we actually follow Tron in a new grid, trying to secure it. It would have been really cool to see Tron taking down corrupt programs and keeping the peace in the system. This could even fit into the main storyline by saying in the intro of the film that Sam and Corolla managed to improve the real world. And after finishing their duties, Sam creates a new grid using the old security programs like Tron. Then we could have gotten a new villain in that grid that Tron would have to defeat in order to protect the world that Corolla helped create. They could have also rebooted Beck from Tron Uprising and had him team up with Tron to keep the grid safe. Beck is honestly such an underrated character in the franchise. He had some really badass scenes and a great story arc. Sadly, Tron Uprising ended after season 1, so this movie could have been a revival not only for Beck but also for the show. They really missed the opportunity with Tron Ares, and honestly, even Ares himself could have been the big villain the new grid sent by Dillinger. He could have breached the system in a similar way to how they breached the other grid in Tron Ares. It just feels like a missed opportunity. I don't really have much else to say about it. So in conclusion, those are 3 reasons why I think Tron Ares could have been better. And again, I'm a big Tron fan and I would really love to see this franchise get revived. Tron Legacy was seriously slept on movie in my opinion, and Tron Uprising was just as good. This franchise genuinely deserves justice. If you guys have your own opinions about the movie, make sure to drop them down in the comments below. And until next time, take care and keep fan.